Hi, welcome to this Open Security Summit session in January 2022. And today we're going to have Rakesh, who's going to talk to us about cloud security fundamentals and make sure that we run our cloud infrastructures all nice and secure. Over to you, Rakesh.
Hi, good afternoon, good evening, guys. I'm Rakesh. Today we're going to see the basic fundamentals of cloud security and some concepts in threat modeling. Let's get started. Yeah, small introduction about me. I'm working as a product security analyst at Temnos India. Temnos is a #1 banking software company used in the worldwide. Many of you would have known. And I'm a security researcher. Web application penetration testing is my favorite. And my area of expertise is into the web application part. And I do bug bounty hunting as well. I'm preparing for CPEN certification, which is provided by Easy Council. And I have started a do tech stack, which is a cybersec community where we help people to grow in this domain. I'm a mentor, blogger, and speaker who is actively involving and participating in the infosec events. Let's get started. The very fundamental cloud security. The practice of protecting cloud-based data, applications, and infrastructures associated with cloud computing from cyber attacks and cyber threats. One major concern is like when adopting cloud technologies, security is one of the most critical issues, as we all know. Still, in 2022 and early 2021 and all, many organizations still fear that their data is not secure in the cloud environment. So most of the people are not willing to move to cloud. We will discuss more on the upcoming slides. And cloud computing, as you all know, it's delivery of through the internet or data storage, where you will deal with database, networking, and software, those things. Cloud security is a subset of the cyber security. The ultimate goal is to protect the data. So next is what happened? 1 second. I'm unable to move to next slide. Are you able to see my next slide? Hello.
Yep. Well, it says cloud security.
Oh, okay. I'm moving the slide, but
yeah.
Okay.
Now the comparison.
Okay. Yes, the comparison between cloud security and traditional IT security is I have listed below. In traditional IT security, the scaling is very slow, whereas in cloud, it is quickly scalable, and efficiency is very lower here. And here, the efficiency can be used in as we understood. And here, the high upfront cost and all here. When it comes to cloud security, when depend on the service provider you choose and the type of cloud you choose, you can customize your own. It is fully usage based cost, depends on the limit what you're going to use. When it comes to traditional IT security, you have to set up a whole infrastructure. It's obviously going to pay you cost you more than the cloud security. And here there are many third-party data centers and cloud security providers are there. Whereas in traditional IT security, we have to put a separate IT department team, and we have to monitor the cloud activities. And reduce time to market, whereas in traditional IT security, it takes more longer time. This is the comparison between cloud and traditional IT security. In between, when you have any questions, stop me and ask right there. I'm going with the flow. Okay, then types of cloud, public cloud, private cloud. Let's take a private cloud, which is a server or data center. It is fully dedicated to one organization. Example I could say is like Red Hat, VMware. And when it comes to public cloud, it is a service run by an external vendor where the servers in one or multiple data centers we will be used. So public clouds are shared by multiple organizations. Example I can say is like AWS, Azure, and GCP. Hybrid, as you all know, like it is going to combine both public and private clouds and some on-premises legacy servers, those things. In short, like to a better understanding, how we can take is like if you want to choose a private cloud, if you're having your organization is having highly confidential files, you can choose a private cloud. And you can choose public cloud if the files that you're using in your organization is not much important. Hybrid, in the case if you want both. So software as a service, like instead of users installing an application on their device, SaaS applications are hosted on the cloud servers, and the users can access them over the internet anytime. And it is like an renting a house, how the landlord maintains the house, but the tenant mostly gets to use it as if they owned it. So it's an example. The example of the organization using software as a service is Salesforce, MailChimp, Slack, and Zogo. This is software as a service, very basic, and most cloud. And this next is platform as a service. Companies don't pay for the hosted applications. Instead, they pay for the things they need to build their own applications. It's like we can compare it related to the renting all the tools and equipments that we need for building a house, instead of renting the whole house itself. Like we can get the necessary parts that we need, like that past vendors offer everything necessary for building an application, so they will provide you the everything, including it can be development tools or infrastructure, what type of OS you're going to use over the internet. Example would be like a Heroku, Microsoft Azure. Next is infrastructure as a service. A company rents the servers and storage they need from a cloud provider. They then use that cloud infrastructure to build their applications. For this infrastructure as a service, it's like a company leasing a plot of land which they can build whatever they want. It's completely up to them, but they need to provide their own building equipment or materials, those kind of things. Providers include DigitalOcean, Google Computing Engine, and OpenStack are the major users of infrastructure as a service model. Any questions after this? Audible and clear? Sorry. My internet connection is low. Sorry about that. Hello.
You're good. We still got you.
Okay. Let me continue. What's in chat? Oh, okay. Thanks. So the concerns about the cloud, top challenges that is holding back the cloud projects are, one is about the security of data. Cloud is initially making it easy to share the data stored within them. Like the environments may be easy to access from the public internet, and it can be shared easily. So that's the major concern. It's up to 73%. And next is concern about regulatory compliance. Some standards like PCI DSS and HIPAA, these are all the high standards require organizations to demonstrate the limit is restricted, because those are all the very sensitive information of healthcare patient records, credit card data. So they are very much concerned about their regulatory compliance. That's one reason. And loss of control over IT services. Why? Because all the organizations storing their data in the cloud once they moved in, and they don't have any idea where their data is actually getting stored, within a cloud security provider's array of data centers. So that's the third concern. And knowledge and experience of both IT and business managers. Lacking knowledge and experience is a drawback when it comes to organization level senior professionals until they dive into the cloud security and understand what exactly is happening. And next is concern over compromised accounts or insider threats. Attackers commonly using the phishing attacks, employees receiving emails with phishing links, and once it is compromised, the attacker gains the access to a particular document or website. We can say entire organization is getting compromised. So employees in the organization is also not having much awareness. If they are having the awareness, but somehow they are getting trapped by an attacker, and they're not actually realizing this link is a phishing one that they should not open. If the organization level mail or secured by stopping the phishing link, they will next target your personal email IDs. And next is concern over business continuity or disaster recovery. These methods require redundant hardware and co-location. You need a remote facility for data storage, those things, and also obviously it's going to cost more and cumbersome to implement and maintain these things. These are the major reasons why cloud projects are getting hold up. So shared responsibility, this is in AWS, shared responsibility, which means cloud service providers, they follow a pattern, or we can say model, a shared security responsibility model. The role will be splitted, and the security team will maintain some responsibilities for securities as you move the applications data or containers or workload, whatever you can say, to the cloud, while the provider will take some of the responsibilities, but not all of the responsibilities. So here let's take an example for AWS and see. The first thing is security of the cloud, whereas AWS is responsible for protecting the infrastructure that runs all of the services they are offering in the AWS cloud. It composed of the hardware, software, networking, and facilities that run AWS cloud services. So here the security of the cloud is going to be AWS, where they are managing these hardware, software, those things and all. And security in the cloud, it is completely into the customer hand, which is customer responsibility. It will be determined by AWS cloud services that a customer is going to select. This determines the amount of configuration of the customer must perform as part of their security responsibilities. For better understanding, we will take a look at the architecture. So here you can see it clear. This is the AWS responsibility, where you have the software and hardware infrastructures, those things. And when it comes to security in the cloud, it is customer responsibility. You have to protect your customer data and IAM, identity access management. This is a very important topic when it comes to cloud. And your OS network, you should enable proper firewall configuration in your place, and client-side encryption, server-side encryptions. You should protect the CAA triad. That's very much important. Okay, the first part, I mean, fundamentals of cloud is completed. We're going to see threat identification in cloud. Any questions so far?
No, very good. Anybody has questions also, please put it on
Chat section. That will be helpful.
The chat.
Okay, cool. I'm continuing. So threat identification, like we will see how with a real-time example how the threat identification is done in 3 stages, that too in the cloud. So the first stage is like monitoring data, and next is gaining visibility, and next one is managing access. The real-time scenario, let me tell you, like we all know Facebook application, and while using Facebook application, you're getting a random message in your messenger along with some text like click here to know more, or if the attacker is targeted you, or if he got to know more information on you, he will craft a particular message like if you have searched for job somewhere, they will add a custom link along with that, and they will send you by clicking here to know more. By mistake, if you click without knowing that it is going to be a spam, and the moment you do, all your friends are connected in Facebook getting the same spam message in their inbox as well. So you do not know the root cause, and you are wondering like what happened. You should know how and why happening like this. So the first thing what we should do is we will contact the Facebook support team, and we will tell this problem happened in your account. But from their end, they are claiming that they already know about this problem and started working on it. How exactly they came to know? That's where the threat identification part comes into play. First is monitoring data. So we do have machine learning and AI algorithms to watch your monitoring application or to flag an event. So this knows what the normal system behavior is, how the normal user will behave. If it knows any deviation is going to occur, it will trigger an alarm, or it will create an alarm. The alarm will be monitored by the cloud security experts. So that up to this, it will be monitoring data. Next is gaining visibility. In next phase, the person should identify who caused the problem, what caused the problem. So the experts will start looking into it once the alarm is triggered. And next is managing access. So now in this phase, it will going to give you a list of users who have the access and then wipe out from the system. So it's like you almost found out the person who did this, and you're going to wipe out from this system. Like how we will do in Google Meet or Zoom, like we can the host is having all the permissions, right? He can unmute or he can kick you out from the meeting. The same method. So the security experts will wipe the attacker from the system, and they will clear all the logs. So this is how the threat identification is working. And how exactly in AWS, how it is working. So when it comes to cloud security, learning AWS is very easy, I can say, because I started with learning AWS, whereas you're having plenty of free resources. You can even start with Azure and GCP as well. So monitoring data, the first phase will be used by CloudWatch. It will monitor all the EC2 and other AWS resources, and where you can monitor custom metrics as well, and you can monitor and store the logs. You can set your own alarms, and you can create different types of alarms. You can react to the resource changes. You can view the graphs and statistics in detail. So that's what we saw in the very first phase, monitoring data. The product which Amazon using is CloudWatch. Sorry, the service which Amazon using is CloudWatch. And for gaining visibility, it is Cloudtrial. It's going to log all the services using the history of API calls. Everything will be logged. It will help you to identify which user requested the particular service. It is a tool used to identify the attacker, like where you can track all the logs, and you can conclude where the API call is came from. And managing access. This is AWS IAM, very famous service, AWS Identity and Access Management System. It is having enhanced security, authenticates and provides granular permission. So upon giving the user permission, you can set your own different types of user. You are going to decide which user you are going to allow in your organization, and you can customize the different type of user roles also, and secure access to applications running on the EC2 environment. This is about the threat identification. Any questions on threat identification thing? Okay. Then and there, if you have any questions, feel free to stop me. Okay, next is features. Let's see features. So protecting your business from threats. For cloud security, it's going to be different features. It's not like still we have concerns that organizations are not moving, and most of the organizations move nowadays. What's going to be the features when it comes to cloud security? It will protect your business from threats as well. And when it comes to internal threats, it is a very safety precaution that every organization should take. And it also prevents data loss. Data security will be in the cloud, so it is highly dependent on how we are using the shared responsibility model. Like the service provider is also responsible, and the user is also responsible. That is what it's the data should be managed and accessed with the data loss prevention. So even the data is going to loss, you should have a proper backup even in your cloud or in different ways. And client side efforts, so whenever the cloud storage receives your data, it will encrypt second time. And as we all call this as server side encryption, that the cloud storage will manage this. When you retrieve your data, cloud storage will actually remove the server side layer encryption, and on the client side you must decrypt the client side layer so that the data will be secured and it will not fall into the wrong hands. And data locations, data in transit, data at motion, those things. And shared access, legal statuses and SLA. The documentation in cloud will be too good, but we have to spend much time to understand. And to maintain, we should maintain a minimum level of service between the client and cloud service providers. This is features. Okay, what are all the different ways the credentials are getting compromised? Let's say, let us take an AWS as example. So first thing is Git repository misconfigurations. Most developers, like unfortunately, they would have forgotten to delete the usernames or password, API keys, those things. They do know that it is not a best practice, but they are not doing it with the intention, but they tend to do so. If they held up into the another word, they might have thought to delete the thing. If the security team is also not reviewed properly, I mean the internal security team is also not reviewed these things properly, it's going to trouble you a lot. Git repository misconfiguration, very first thing. And by social engineering is everywhere, like human hacking. So humans are vulnerable, not technology, I will say. And reusing the leaked password. So that is a website haveibeenpwned.com. So where you can check the leaked passwords that will cost you, like default passwords are used to like admin at 123 or admin, those things and all. Those things should be changed, and the leaked password should not be used. And data breach in the third parties. When you are going to link your account or anything with the third parties, make sure the third party is trustable. And even the third parties are trustable, there is chances that their cloud is not secured. Make sure what they are using, those things and all. And internal threats as well. Best practices. So what are all the best practices that we all can take? Implement logging practices. Do log all your activities, and choose your cloud service provider wisely. Know what different types of security controls they are offering. Like if you want to go for AWS for a particular service, take a look at what other CSPs are offering, like Microsoft GCP. Know the difference, like which will be very suitable to your organization, and decide it wisely. Encrypt all the data in rest, in use, and in motion. Data at rest is basically stored in the data centers. Data in transition is the data transfer across all the networks. and data in uses, which is actually in the servers locally or in the cloud. So check the proper permissions first, like only few should have the admin level privileges, and not everyone in the organization should have admin permissions. Those things. Use a restricted mechanism to access. Use an identity access management console to do those things, and perform consistent misconfiguration audits. Like the audit should be taken place properly. Like whenever you are migrating something or changing doing a code level change, make sure the security team is audited everything properly after the deployment is done, and create and apply strong security policies. Conduct awareness training for employees, like tell them the ways the data can be breached, and how it is what are all the ways that you can prevent. Proper awareness should be provided among the organization, and use security tools as an automated remediation. You can even automate few of the things once you have learned everything on the cloud. Okay, different steps to secure. Create at least 2 accounts, one for master and next one is for billing and project. Don't do everything from the same account. Have an backup locally, like when it comes to data loss, so where you can, the backup should play a vital role. And don't ever use the personal email address, because the personal email address which you are using, it may be already linked or it may be already breached in some of the third parties. Establish password policies. The password should be around greater than 10 digits with mixed characters. So that's if you are using those kind of passwords, it would be difficult for an attacker to crack the password unless it is not a common password. And always use multi-factor authentication for better security. Create individual users and allocate the roles that the user is needed. Use the least privilege principle, so that the user will know their limits and they will not go to admin level privileges or something like that. Even the user wants to go, it will not allow. And always secure your root account. Is it much fast or okay? Like I have covered multiple slides. Is that fine?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, thanks. So what are the skills that you require when you are going to move into cloud security, or you are going to start your career in cloud security? And this is what you need. Networking, which is the very fundamentals. You should understand the basic concept about computer networks and how internet is working, how World Wide Web is working, how HTTP is working, those things and all. And fundamentals about cybersecurity, different phases of hacking, types of hackers, and what exactly you are doing in cybersecurity, different domains in cybersecurity, like Android, web, cloud, Docker, those things and all. And refer open source tools and courses, or different open source methods are available where you can learn a lot. And cloud infrastructure, containers and applications. So Docker is playing a major role nowadays. Software development, DevOps, access management, compliance, compliance frameworks, etc. So these things are also mandatory. People from different backgrounds, like software development or QA, they should have at least minimum knowledge in this fundamentals of cybersecurity or fundamentals of cloud to come to the the cloud security domain. Learn the tactical or and the GRC. It is mandated to learn both the pathways. Be strong in anyone. You should learn both. Tactical, which involves technical, that is web application, and everything in terms of technical. And GRC is governance, risk, and compliance. So make sure you learn these fundamentals and some to an intermediate level that will help you in long run. And soft skills like curiosity, listening, and attention. When we are in this domain, we should keep on learning, right? So it's not like we started learning last month and we are going to in this month. So whereas in other domains they do have these kind of things, but it is very limited. But in cybersecurity, it is often day by day we are getting different kinds of vulnerabilities. So as you all know about Log4j attack, what exactly happened to all organizations, like December last 2 weeks was very critical, and whenever the new patch is coming and new vulnerability is also coming. So that's very much important. You should have the curiosity and attention. You should keep your research open, and you should able to learn as much as you can. Those soft skills that are mandatory. And certifications, like or the certifications are very much important that demonstrate knowledge, but it will not help you in getting a job. What I mean is, the end of the day, the skills is matter. If you're having certification, it's like providing some extra points for the people who is attending interview with you. So where and what you learn is always matters, and skills are transferable to other cloud service providers. That's what I meant initially. So learning AWS is easy. You can apply the same skills that you learned from AWS to Microsoft Azure or GCP, but there will be some different terms and different services for different service providers. But the functionality and the how the function works in different services is going to be the same, and highly beneficial if organizations are using particular cloud, one and if and only if there is a requirement. And CompTIA Cloud Plus, CCSK, which is a Certificate of Cloud Security Knowledge, CCSP, Certified Cloud Security Professional. These are all the certificates some of the cloud security specialists will do. And this will also be helpful if you are planned the career in cloud security. First thing, we should know the basics, and you have to get your hands on. Then you can prepare for the certification study or training. Then we can take the certification exam on any one of this. The choice is up to you, like the difficulty, easy, beginner level, or intermediate level, advanced level. You can take any of the certifications, but make sure the fundamentals are very clear. You can even go with the free resources initially, and from there you can take it with the paid certifications. That will be helpful rather than going directly for paid certifications. Different type of job roles that are available in cloud. DevOps engineer, and which is a high level demanding job nowadays. Cloud security architect for seniors who is having more than 8 to 10 years of experience. So if they want to attend these kind of roles, they should be a master in cloud security. With different types of clouds they should work on, and different types of cloud service providers they should have an idea about. And cloud security engineer, cloud security consultant, compliance consultant, they will work mostly in the governance, risk, and compliance part, not technically. And technical project manager to lead all the things. Cloud security analyst, which is for the initial level of people who is coming into the cloud security. And much more job roles there in cloud security as well. So like there are many different skills along with the certifications and training. We should deep dive into the tools or techniques, whatever it is using, and we should get a detailed knowledge, and we should get the job done. That's how we should proceed with that. Some of the key trends, the shift toward the cloud is unstoppable, and inevitably it's driving soaring demand for skilled security professionals, according to GIAC. So one of the certification bodies stated that cloud security is going to be highly demand, and even in cybersecurity there are some around the 40 to 50% of skilled security professionals are there. But when it comes to cloud security, it is very difficult to find, because learning cloud is a bit difficult when it comes to cyber security. I mean, comparing to web security or Android security, we should spend more time on this. We should do our research works, those things and all. So finding a skilled security professional is very hard. If you are skilled, the demand will be high, because all the service providers are growing and most of the companies are adopting. Infrastructure as a service and software as a service have highest tech growth rates. And in 2022, the cloud adoption predicted to be double the percentage from now. I mean, from the last year to this year, the adoption is doubled. From where it all started is like COVID-19. That's the main reason companies started to move to, and they have also taken how to use these things and all, and how to manage those things. Until COVID-19 rise, they haven't used cloud service providers much. Like they use with a very limited amount of resources. Once the work from home situations arises, and they have started taking situation seriously, and everything is more cloud first to cloud now mentality more common nowadays. So these are some resources and free training where you can learn. The resource which I have used is this thing. It will be very good resource where you can learn it for free. So different types of certifications are here. It will be AWS related services and products, and you can take a look at this thing. And I will share this presentation with you all, so you can take a look at these things. And here there are 10 best free AWS learning resources. So here you can take a look at this, and here you can practice for actually this is a different topic, cloud penetration testing. So here you can practice on the topics with what you're going to learn. This will be really helpful. And where you can solve this challenge. They will guide you how to solve this challenge, and they will give you the task what should be done. Oh, my bad. Sorry. Okay, I'm back. Okay, and the cloud code CTF, this would be really fun and interesting to solve all the cloud code different types of there will be different level of challenges. It is a CTF where you can play, and you have to bypass the IAM. You have to get the API keys, AWS keys, those things. You have to get the user credentials. That will be really interesting. You can refer cloud code CTF. Let's conclude. So the key takeaways of this webinar: cloud security is interacting with other technology as well. So it can be any tech and any type of cloud and any service models. As I said, there is a lots of needs for cloud security practitioner, and get some hands-on experience with free tiers and free resources. AWS is offering a free tiers where you can use it for a particular resource, and there are free resources around the internet you can use, and work on a project and contribute to open source projects, those things and all. GCP, AWS, Azure meetups, they do have many presentations like this as well. So start learning any one of the service providers first. According to me, AWS would be fine. If you want to learn GCP, you can do that. If you want to learn Azure, you can do that. So learn any one first, and try to apply the same with the different service providers. That's it, guys. Like hope you found it useful. Any questions that you have in your mind? This is how you can reach out to me. This is my Twitter ID and LinkedIn, Rakesh Elamaran. You can check out my website to know more about me, rakeshelamaran.tech. Any question, guys? Hello.
I think John has put a question on the chat.
Oh,
He says, thank you, Rakesh. Are there specific security tools or services that you'd recommend to be used during design before you deploy a workload to the cloud?
Specific tools like where you if you want to deploy those kind of things, we have to refer any kind of resources that is publicly available along with the AWS, but I haven't explored that much as I am just starting into cloud security. But there will be some of the tools that are publicly available. If I got to know, I will just forward it to you. If I would have worked on any of the security tools, I would have known by this thing. That's the reason.
Okay, you should be able to unmute yourselves now if you have a question. John, I hope that was helpful. Brilliant. Feel free to ask another question in the chat if anybody else wants to ask a question, or as I said, you can unmute yourselves. Otherwise, if there's no further questions, as Rakesh mentioned, he did have his details on the screen a minute ago if you do think of any questions you'd like to ask him. And the video will be uploaded to our website and YouTube shortly. Thank you very much for joining. Bye.
Thank you. I want to thank the team for organizing and having me today.
It was a pleasure. Thank you for speaking.
Thank you. Bye.